Just breathe into it, right?
You just got it. And so today, again, we were in a meeting and somebody says something and he says, Diane, you won't believe this. He says, the exact thing you mentioned yesterday, the chief medical officer brought up as an issue today. And I went, because I couldn't remember what I said yesterday. He goes, furnishings. And I went, oh my goodness, here I thought I was just kind of talking through my hat. And yeah. So then I said, what does that mean for schools? Like, some schools may actually have all those chairs like we have with the
fabric.
Jeez. So we're lucky. Our church does not have padded seats.
Wood, just wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Josh on the ground.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Amin.
Hi.
Hi, Amin. Hi,
So,
Divine.
Mark, I sent a message. My phone died today, and I'm sorry we didn't reply to your message.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Message. Yeah.
Is Jill on?
I don't think so, Mark. At least I don't see her.
So are we deciding on 7 for sure moving forward?
Yeah, let's do 7 moving forward. Unless anybody has an issue, like if somebody needs to push it back, just text in the group.
No,
do it 7.
Say earlier the better.
4 a.m.
I'm up at 5, so I could get up at 4.
Up at 4:30, Mark, but I'm not getting up any earlier.
I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Divine,
I'm up at 4.
you wouldn't know how to get up at 4.
She's up at 4. Is
I'm
that
up
right?
at 4. Okay.
Are
And
you
then I
lying?
go back to bed after.
Till 11, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Divine.
till 10. Till 10. I don't have better things to do. I haven't been anywhere.
All we see is your hand every now and then, Divine.
No, I said I haven't been anywhere.
Yeah, who have we?
I haven't seen anyone. I haven't been to any stores. Nothing. So,
Not right. Not even a store.
nope, not even a store. Not
That's
even.
good.
Yeah, I only go to my brother's place and my mom's, and that's it. So I go in and out, and that's it. I don't even, when I'm in the car, I'm like rolling all the windows.
Crazy
I'm
world.
scared. Okay, I'm sorry. I stopped talking now.
No, that's okay. I just haven't seen Jill, so I don't know if Jill's joining.
Josh, yeah.
Jill said she was okay with that.
What was the question?
Is Jill on the call right now?
No.
We texted and she said she's okay with 7, so we said let's make it 7, but she's not on the call, so I don't know. Should we text and see?
I mean, and Mark, both of your cameras are off.
Both my camera? No? Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
I see you, Mark. Do you see us?
I can see you guys. I can see
Yeah, all
everybody.
I see is you. Okay, I'm gonna exit and come back.
We see you perfectly though, Josh and Julie.
Yeah.
And Divine's chair,
Yep.
Yeah.
And Amin's
Or
Matt.
whatever
You can see Amin's Matt.
or whatever that is down
And
there.
there's-
Ah, there's Amin. There. He's back.
Back. We see the JT.
I know. I want to do play-by-play.
Can you see us now, Josh?
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay, who wants Josh and Julie's gym?
No, I do.
Me too.
Hi,
It's
Julie.
amazing.
They're frozen.
They're stuck again.
Second time.
Oh, Josh. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
What's he doing?
You don't need to do the commentary.
Why not? What are you laughing about,
See,
Devine?
this is what you missed, Davina.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
I missed boot camp too.
Okay, Jill says hi, guys.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she said she's having internet issues.
You know what? That plague. There must be something in our area. Every
Yeah.
time I speak-
Internet is giving me trouble. Going to use phone. We'll join shortly.
Okay, well, we'll be in Shavasana anyway, so she can join while we're in Shavasana.
Okay,
So I'm gonna go.
pitter patter, let's get.
You're already doing Shavasana. All right, let's start in Shavasana.
I'll turn it off then with the voice.
As we make our way into Shavasana, taking a deep inhale through our nose, and exhale it all out. Take a deep inhale through our nose, and exhale it all out. With every inhale and exhale, allowing your body to begin to settle, allowing your mind to begin to rest. Taking this opportunity to let the day slow down. And checking in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Scanning from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. And noticing if there's any areas of tension. Breathing into those areas. Letting your breath ease anything that might be tense. Noticing if anything may be a little bit sore or maybe a little bit stiff. And sending your breath to those areas. Letting your breath bring a little bit of relief to anything that might be sore, soften anything that might be a little bit stiff. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Take a few moments here to set an intention for the class this evening. Something you wish to receive from your practice. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. Then on the next inhale, begin to draw the knees into your chest. Giving them a gentle squeeze. Then gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Maybe circling your knees in one direction. Circling your knees in the opposite direction. Then opening all your arms up into a T and letting those knees gently fall to the right side. So coming into a twist. Keeping that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting those knees, whether you draw them closer up or you soften that knee bend. The option to slide a block under the knee or a cushion is always available for some support. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Finding a little bit more rest in the twist. And take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to draw those knees back to center. Then gently letting your knees fall to the left side. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting those knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling on this side. Letting your breath soften those areas. Finding a little bit more rest. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw those knees back up to center. And then opening up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet. Open the knees nice and wide. Begin to gently rock forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Then draw those knees back into your chest and let them rock, sway to the left, to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side, coming into fetal position for a couple breaths. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to press your way up and making your way to tabletop position. So the first posture we're gonna come in today is toe squat, everyone's favorite. So curl those toes under, have your knees hip distance apart. And then from here, maybe this is comfortable or maybe you lean back. So our target area is the instep of the feet, the toes. And keeping your breath. Breathing into the sensations. And the option to always come out on all fours is available if it's a little bit too intense. Or maybe you challenge your edge and go a little bit further. And notice if your breath gets a little bit shallow, just trying to keep it nice and deep. "15 more seconds here. Can you challenge your edge? Maybe go a little bit further. Or maybe you reached your maximum tonight and you just hold here. Take another deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Slowly begin to release out. Coming back to all fours. Releasing those toes and gently tapping them. And then from here, we'll come into a counter pose. So coming into ankle stretch. So sitting back on your ankles. And if you have a blanket, sometimes our ankles get a little bit sore, or our feet, so you can always slide a blanket or a cushion underneath. But from here, trying to lean back on your ankles. Maybe you gently lift up those knees. And the option to always slide a block under the knees for a little bit of rest is an option. But breathing into the sensations. And notice maybe if your mind might have wandered already, just drawing it back to your breath, drawing it back to the sensation. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you challenge that edge? Keeping your breath nice and deep. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly coming back onto all fours. And then gently lifting up our ankles and gently giving them a little bit of a circle to the right, to the left. Very nice. And the next posture we're going to come into is puppy pose. So keeping those hips on top of those knees, gently walking out those hands. You can keep your elbows bent, or you can straighten those hands and draw that chin to the mat. The option to always have a block and maybe your forehead rests on the block. But our target areas are shoulders and our upper traps. And the option to always maybe open up those arms a little bit wider to remove some of the tension. Breathing in. Allowing those shoulders to soften. Remove tension from your neck. Take a deep inhale here. On the next exhale, can you challenge your edge? Maybe you walk those fingertips out a little bit further. Or maybe you need to release out of the posture for a moment and then come back into it. Just honoring your body. As you went deeper, did your breath go a little bit more shallow? Do you need to lengthen your breaths? Take one more inhale here. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. Very nice. And then making our way to child's pose. So sitting back on those feet. Rounding your spine, tucking your chin, bending those elbows. Or maybe you draw your hands to your feet. Whatever feels comfortable. But just coming into a counter pose. Allowing those shoulders to soften. Take a couple more breaths here. Notice how those shoulders feel. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to make your way back to tabletop. And then walking those hands out, and we're gonna make our way into Sphinx pose. So coming down onto your stomach. Drawing those elbows underneath your shoulders. And the option to always walk those hands out a little bit further to soften the curve of your spine. Trying to remove tension from your legs, from your knees, from your ankles. And breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling in your low spine or your mid spine. Allowing your breath to soften those areas. On the next inhale, maybe we're staying in Sphinx pose. So from here, maybe you lower your chin down to your chest. So stretching out that neck. Take a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then maybe on the next inhale, you draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Stretching out the left side of that neck. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly making your way to the other side. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then coming back to center. And then drawing up that chin. And you soften those shoulders. Very nice. So the option to stay in Sphinx pose, or maybe you move to seal. So maybe you draw the hands out to the corners of the mat, press into the palms of the hands, straighten those elbows. Keeping your breath nice and deep. Keep breathing into the sensations that you're feeling. Allowing those shoulders to soften. And the option to stay here, or maybe you walk those hands up a little bit closer. Opening up this posture a little bit more. Keep pressing into the palms of the hands. A few more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Deep exhale. Take one more inhale. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to lower down. Drawing your hands together and letting that forehead rest on top of your hands. Allowing your spine to settle. Letting those shoulders soften. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then drawing your hands underneath your shoulders, making your way up to tabletop position. So we're gonna superset our hips today. So we're gonna do swan pose first, or pigeon, and then come into deer pose. So planting your hands, curling those toes. We'll send our hips up in our downward facing dog just to set up for pigeon. So press our knees up and then our hips back. On the next inhale, float that right leg high. Then draw that right knee to your right wrist and your right ankle to your left. Release those left toes. Inhale, walk the hands up to set the hips. And then exhale, begin to make your way down, coming into reclined pigeon. And maybe you rest on your forearms to start. Allowing that right hip to settle. Allowing your eyes to close. Removing tension from that left leg, the left knee, the left ankle. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you walk those fingertips out a little bit further? Challenging that edge. Maybe you slide a block underneath your forehead. Allowing that right hip to surrender a little bit more. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Very nice. And slowly begin to walk those hands up. Taking a moment here, taking a breath in and a breath out. And then lowering down onto that right sit bone and bending that left knee. So squaring those shoulders to the front of the mat. And then exhale, begin to walk those hands out. Maybe coming on the forearms to start. And noticing where you feel it, breathing into those sensations. Deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk those fingertips out a little bit further, drawing your chest closer to the knee. Breathing into the sensations that you're feeling. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. Very nice. Take a moment to pause here. Then our last one, so begin to walk those hands to the right. So maybe you come to a 45-degree angle. Maybe you can walk a little bit further. But take an inhale here. And then exhale, can you begin to walk down onto the forearms? Very nice. And notice where you feel it here. Where have the sensations changed? Breathing into those areas. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then from here, we're going to come into a rebound. So we're going to come into Shavasana. So drawing your right leg forward and that left leg forward. And then lowering all the way down onto our backs. And allow those palms to face up. And just notice how that right hip feels as it begins to relax. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Finding a little bit of rest before we move to the other side. We'll take a couple more breaths here. One more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently letting your knees sway from the right to the left. And just making your way to fetal position, just to make your way up to tabletop position. So begin to press into that hand. As we make our way to tabletop to set up for the other side. So planting your hands, curling your toes, send your hips up in your downward facing dog. Float that left leg high to the sky, and then draw that left knee to your left wrist, your left ankle to your right. Release your right toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set the hips. And then exhale, begin to slowly make your way down. Coming down to your forearms. Trying to allow that left hip to settle. And taking a few moments to notice how this side feels different than the other. Are you carrying any tension in that right leg? Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk those hands out a little bit further? Challenging your edge. Trying to soften those shoulders. Maybe sliding a block under your forehead to remove some tension from your neck. Allowing that left hip to surrender a little bit more. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. And taking a moment to pause here. Then slowly coming into deer pose, so releasing that left glute onto the mat, bending that right knee. Taking a moment to square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Take an inhale. And then exhale, begin to walk those hands out. Maybe you come onto your forearms. And take a few moments to notice how this side feels different than the other side. Are the sensations the same? Do you need to adjust the posture anyway? To maybe challenge yourself, or maybe to soften it a little bit. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk maybe your fingertips out a little bit further, allowing your chest to draw closer to your knee. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up. Take a moment to let that body settle. Almost done, then begin to walk the hands over to the left. So maybe you come to a 45-degree angle, or maybe you walk your hands a little bit over further. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, begin to lower down. Maybe coming onto the forearms. And the option to always maybe slide a block under your arms if it's a little bit too intense. Noticing how the sensations change. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then from here, come making our way to Shavasana. So straightening that left leg, drawing that right leg forward. And then lowering down onto our backs. And just allowing that left hip to release. Allow your palms to face up. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Letting your body find rest. On the next inhale, slowly draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a nice big squeeze. And then release your feet down onto the mats. So the last pose we're gonna do before we hit Shavasana is either waterfall, it's your choice for waterfall or plow pose. So whichever one you want to do this evening. So for waterfall, you gently shift your hips up and slide that block underneath and straighten those legs. And for plow pose, you draw the knees in, hands can be on your spine, keeping that neck straight. And if you're in plow pose, breathing into the shoulders, into the neck. Trying to keep your breath as nice and deep as possible. And if you're in waterfall, just allowing the circulation to flow to your heart as opposed to your feet. Try to soften those shoulders, soften your neck. Take a couple more breaths here. And if you're in plow pose, slowly starting to roll out vertebrae by vertebrae. If you're in waterfall, gently shifting those hips up, and then slowly drawing those knees into your chest. Giving them a nice big hug. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Opening your arms up into a T and gently letting the knees fall to the right side. Keeping that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting the knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly begin to draw the knees back to center. Gently letting the knees fall to the left side, keeping that right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer or you soften that knee bend. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly drop the knees back up to center. Opening up to happy baby. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Take a deep inhale together. And exhale, open up to Shavasana, legs as wide as the mat. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mat. Taking this opportunity to let your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Breathing into your feet. Breathing into your ankles. Allowing them to soften. Breathing into your shins. Breathing into your calves. Breathing into your knees. Allowing them to soften. Breathing into your hamstrings. Into your quadriceps. Breathing into your hips. Allowing them to soften. Letting them melt a little bit more into the mat. Breathing into your low spine. Breathing into your abdomen. Breathing into your mid-spine. Breathing into your upper spine. Into your shoulders. Allowing any tension that you might be carrying to dissolve. Breathing into your biceps and into your triceps. Breathing into your elbows. Allowing them to soften. Breathing into your forearms. Breathing into your wrists. Allowing them to soften. Breathing into your hands and into your fingertips. Breathing into your neck. allowing your neck to soften. Breathing into your forehead. Into your jaw. Softening your cheeks. Fully surrendering to this posture. Taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. And as your body finds rest, letting your practice from this evening absorb into your mind and into your body. Letting your body reap the rewards from all the postures. On the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. Then on the next inhale, slowly reach those arms up and overhead. Then grabbing one wrist and gently pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in that side body. Then release that wrist, grab the other wrist and gently pull it to the opposite side. Releasing that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. Take a full body stretch on that next inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Then slowly drawing that right knee into your chest and giving it a nice big squeeze. Gently adding some movement back. Then release your right leg, draw in that left knee. Give it a nice big squeeze. Gently adding some movement back. Then draw that right knee back into your chest. Give them both a big squeeze. Gently rock a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards, giving your spine a little bit of a massage. Maybe you circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then let your knees sway from the right to the left, gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side, coming into fetal position. Letting your head cradle into your arm. Offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful for your practice this evening. Grateful that you took time to slow down and let your body rest into these postures. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep inhale together and a deep exhale. Then slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position, keeping those eyes closed, drawing your hands to heart center when you arrive. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Let it all go. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you and I'm very humbled by your practice. Namaste. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we lost you, Josh.
What's that?
We lost
Going
you.
back.
Joe.
Yes, our internet went down completely.
Yeah.
And I'm actually tethered to my phone right now. Like we have no internet at home, so I've actually connected through my cell phone. So the laptop is actually connected to the cell phone, that's how I'm actually able to see you guys right now.
Ah, okay.
So Mark.
Mark,
Yes.
look, I can do it now.
Ah, lotus pose. Look at you.
Yes. It took me a while.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Remember, I couldn't even bend it.
Mina, what are you doing?
Yes.
For?
I can't hear you.
I don't know what you did.
Oh, you put here. Hold it. See? A second. I don't know if I can do it again. You put it like this,
Lotus.
and you put it the other one like this.
I'm seeing your shoulders.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, I used to be able to do that. I don't know. I have a knee that doesn't necessarily want to cooperate anymore. Yes.
I know. I
Yeah.
told Mark, I don't know if I can do it, but a while back, eh?
Yeah.
It just doesn't want to.
I'm not even gonna try.
You gonna try it?
Julie can do it.
Break some-
Really got it.
So anyway, my phone is dying now.
Hey, Josh, you a little tired down there or what?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, I'm looking at the screen. And the laptop is right here.
Okay.
So I can see this, so I'm literally right in front of the laptop. See, because I'm using a separate camera, the camera is way back at the other end of the room. That's why you can see us all so clearly and you can see everything. It's because the camera is not, like if I switch to the camera on the laptop, then it's a totally different picture. All right, so this is the laptop camera. So you wouldn't be able to see anything because it's so close, right? So but I've switched, like I said, I've switched to a camera that's 8 feet away, and now we can see the entire range of motion as opposed to just a tiny little part of the body.
You're very blurry today, you and Julie. Mark is clear.
Yeah, well, the internet's very, very bad.
Yeah.
So you must have a good connection to the internet. But like I said, I'm going through my cell phone right now,
All right.
just to connect.
Mark, I wanted to tell you that I think that's one of my favorite routines. I think that's because I want to be a pigeon, a deer, and what's the other? All the animals, I like them.
Well, they hurt too much, those folks.
They're my comfort poses. I just love it. I can fall asleep in every one of them.
You did fall asleep.
Awesome. Yeah, we held it for 5.5 minutes. It was about a 5.5 minute hold between all of them today.
Loved it. I love that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's like on my screen right now, Mark is about 5 pixels, that's what it.
What?
I said on my screen, you're about like maybe 5 or 6 pixels. It's just a real blur. Well, it's weird because you have a good internet connection and we don't. So I noticed that the poses, like you're saying, we seem to be holding them longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, well, because you can technically hold the postures like up to, well, you can hold them as long as you want, but we've been building up, right? So like we've been really working on a lot of those postures and coming back to them. So the supersets are good because it really lets that left hip
Yeah, like,
thrust out,
well, yeah,
just allowing your body to like kind of release out of it too.
yeah. Yeah, they're going from the deer into the savasana. I don't think we've done that sequence anymore. That was amazing.
Not it.
Did you say that's spot? No, I'm in.
No, but I could, when you said now feel your hip, like how does your hip feel when you're back in Scott Freud, I really felt the difference. Yeah. Excellent. Really good. Loved it. We're about to lose connection. Our battery's really low, so we're going to say goodbye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Okay, see you guys later.
Guys,
All right, see you guys on Saturday.
bye.
Okay, bye-bye.